You're an amazing. Y tenemos con nosotros esta tarde, en Hablando de Cultura, a la grandiosa Lena Richardson y al gran Freddie Hill. Freddie Hill es director, también actor, y Lena Richardson, actriz y también directora. Mira tú, ¿qué sucede? Esta entrevista va a estar en inglés, primero que nada. Segundo, nos van a explicar cómo desde su experiencia pandémica, ellos, pero así, lograron salir adelante. ¿Por qué? Porque tuvieron un sueño y se fueron a ello. With us is Lena Richardson, Freddie Hill. Welcome to Hablando de Cultura.
Hello. Lovely to talk to you.
Hello.
Hi, Freddie. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Okay.
I think you need to come in a bit
Do
more.
I need to come in more?
Yeah, this is okay. This is
There we go.
I think I see you. Hey. Then Lena, Freddie, what do you say now for yourself? All these people are here. Hey, everyone. Bravo! They coming, but we are. Okay. What?
Well, we're very happy to be with you from West Sussex in England. It's fantastic. Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about all of this during lockdown, is being able to connect with people all over the world via streams like this. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. Okay. Love for everyone. Okay. Thank you. Lena and Freddie, tell us why you are here in Hablando de Cultura. What are you doing now?
Well, during the last lockdown last year in 2020, someone asked us, Stephen Lansfield, who is a writer, he approached Freddie and I, because he knows that Freddie is also a filmmaker. He asked us if we'd be interested in putting together a short film, which we had a look at the script, and we sort of tweaked it a little bit to see what we could do with it, bearing in mind that we are in lockdown, so you're a little bit more limited as to where you can go and what you can do. And we filmed it in a day. And Freddie did all the editing. He was in it, and he filmed it, and he edited it. And the results, well, it was entered into all these festivals, which we really weren't expecting to do. But the writer decided that he wanted to put them into festivals. And we've had some success with that, which is really good. So as a result of that, towards the end of last year, he asked us if we'd like to take a look at another script to see if we could do something else, a completely different sort of theme. And again, the two of us acting in it, and Freddie filming it and editing it. Yeah, so we put that out just before Christmas. And amazingly, we've won a couple of awards for that too. So
yeah,
and it's still on the festival circuit, because festivals go on all year round, don't they? So they're just they're out there being seen all over the place, really. So the funny thing is, we haven't left our house, but we've actually been seen in Mumbai, California, Indonesia, Russia, yeah, to name a few. And we haven't even left our house.
in how much? In 4 months? In 4 months, you've been everywhere.
Well, we have. Yeah. It's amazing.
It's amazing. I make a stop because Blas Caballero Jerez. Hola, ¿qué tal? Qué alegría escucharte. Dice, it's greetings for everyone. It's I don't know.
Hello, Blas.
Yeah, it's happy for listening. And I want to ask something because, okay, first of all, who gave the idea? Hey, we can do it. We can start with this. Who? Which one?
Which one of us?
Yeah.
Well, the point is, I'm probably the one that says, oh yes, can we do this? But ultimately I know that this is the filmmaker. So, you know, I might say, yes, you know, I want to do this, but unless he's prepared to film it and edit it and be in it, it's a non-runner really, isn't it? So I suppose I'm...
Yeah, I suppose you're the one who kickstarts.
I suppose I kickstart the conversation. Yeah. And then Freddie reads the script, and if he likes it and he thinks he can do something with it. And I mean, we did tweak the first script. It wasn't necessarily set in the same place. Yeah,
I think because they were written perhaps to be able to do in several different locations, or you know, in different formats. But we kind of tailored it so that we could do it at home in lockdown and suit the story to our circumstances. So I think we did a bit of tweaking. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to at the end of the day, because you can't really go very far. And if you're filming outside, you've got to be very mindful of other things that are going, although it was extremely quiet, of course, because in lockdown, there wasn't a lot of other sounds outside, no traffic or anything. But as it turns out, the film we were producing was actually inside anyway. So, but yeah, and I mean, one of the questions, Paul, that we got asked was, is it difficult acting with your son? We've been asked that a few times.
This is one of my questions after that. And you are the talk show now. You are the interviewer. Now, I want to say, how do you feel working with your son?
I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun there.
Don't worry. It's okay. Here it is open. Hablando de Cultura is for speak, for talking, for what is your feeling about everything, what are you doing? Actually, it's for the art, for the artists. And yes, I think the filmmakers, actors, actresses, all our work is kind of art. It's kind of art. Not everyone is artist, okay? But it's kind of art. And if the artists into it can do it like an artist as well, amazing. And what you did a few months ago in the middle of the pandemic days, without stress, maybe yes, with the stress, but you can handle this. You did very well. And these things is a step by step for being an artist, being the owner of your life, the owner of your goals, the owner of your just target, what is mine. And you got it. You got it. Even if you are waiting yet for something, for one Oscar, or for whatever what is your target. I don't know. This is why we are now here. But even the artists, normally they are not thinking about gifts or see, just they do it. I have here into me, just I do it, and this is why this person calls legends, artists. That's the owns of the world. And I tell you something, I am so proud. See, mom and son working in the same production, in the same work, in the same feeling of the what is the job and joy. And this is amazing. Really, Lena, I am so thankful for you are here. Freddie, really nice to meet you. And hey, tell me, how do you feel working with your son? And
got that.
Same question, but you with your mom.
Well, interestingly, first of all, I mean, when you're finally acting the piece, you're so into the role that you're not really thinking, oh, that's my son that I'm acting with, because you're into the role, obviously. But I think because for one of the films, we actually didn't even rehearse it in advance. Obviously, we learned the words, but when it came to filming it, we just decided to just go for it. And okay, we filmed some of the sections several times to get the best shots. but we didn't actually rehearse it in advance. So in that respect, it was very, I would say, organic. It just happened. The only thing I would say is that Freddie is somebody who, when he looks at you, he really looks at you. And there are lots of actors who sort of look around your face when they're talking to you. But when Freddie looks at you, he really connects with you. And if you're not on your A game, then it completely throws you, because you're thinking, oh, he's looking at me, he's looking at me, because he literally penetrates right in. So, you know, you've really got to be concentrating. But in terms of working together, no problems working together whatsoever, because he does the technical stuff and I'm not the technical one. So, you know, I can leave that to him. So now you better ask him what's it like acting with what's it like acting with his mother?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, the same. It can be easy because obviously you have the time beforehand to discuss things and go over things and how you're going to go about it. I would say probably when you're doing it, it's no different to working with any other professional, I suppose. The hardest thing was kind of battling everything from all of the camera operating and the sound and obviously acting as well. So that's the hardest bit, because normally you've got, you know, a team of people to focus on each of their jobs and execute those well. So it's really difficult to feel like you're properly engaged in the character while still making sure that the camera's in the right place and it looks right and the lighting's right and, you know, the sound is right. So it's tricky, but hopefully, you know, these lockdown shorts that we made are a testament to, you know, small crews and no budget filmmaking. I mean, I think the last one, Greatest of Expectations, it cost us a bottle of brandy, I think, to give a gift to the vicar for letting us use the church. So it cost us a bottle of brandy, and that was it. So,
yes, and I think it's £6 for the facial hair.
Oh yeah.
Which you could have provided, Paul.
Yeah, you could have.
You could have provided the facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you are.
I think you both are so you have so fun time, no, when you are working together, or maybe no. Maybe.
I mean, it's not fun, but we just get on with the business in hand.
Work.
Yeah, we just get on with the job, and there might be a few, bits and pieces, issues, you know, simple things that you don't think about. I mean, fortunately, when we were filming The Greatest of Expectations, we were filming in a church that wasn't too far away, because we'd got there with all the equipment and unloaded all the equipment. And then Freddie realised that one very small but very crucial piece of equipment was missing. And we're on a time schedule because we've only got so many hours in which we can do this. So I then have to get in the car and drive all the way home to go and get the extra piece of equipment that we need. Now, if we'd have been miles away from you know, where we were filming, that could have been a bit of an issue. But
okay. Yeah. It's understandable. Yeah. Funny too, but understandable.
Yeah. But I have to say, actually, with filming The Greatest of Expectations, the day that we were there, it was extremely cold and very, very windy. And we needed that kind of sound in the background to make it sound like a very empty, unused church. So it was really lucky that on that day, we had a lot of wind sounds, which was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you were able to sort of magnify it slightly for the sake of the film, but they were genuine, strong wind sounds in the background. So that was brilliant. Yeah.
Wow. Well, then you are lucky, Freddie. You are lucky, Lena, for everything. Everything. Yeah. But this is not just. If you think everyone. Sorry.
Oh, excuse me. If you're going to do that, I'm going to do that as well.
It is not all. That is not all. Clive Richardson. Who is Clive Richardson?
Right. Well, Clive Richardson is my brother, my slightly younger brother, who is a composer for TV, media. He does adverts, all sorts of different things like that. And I've been wanting for a long time to try and connect in some way, because he lives quite a long way away from me. And I wanted to be able to come together in some way and use his music. And Freddie's still wanting to do a film where he can use more of Clive's music. But it's finding the right vehicle and making the right connection. Anyway, recently, one of the original pieces of writing that I recorded for a lady called Anita Tucker, she wrote this lovely personal story that she asked me if I'd like to record, which I did. And when I recorded it for her, she said it would be so lovely if we had some music at the beginning and the end to just sort of sandwich it and just make it a complete package. So I approached my brother, and that's not really his genre at all. That's the type of thing that she was after. But he said, well, leave it with me, leave it with me. Normally I get a brief. Somebody says, I need this, this, and this, and I need it this long. But he didn't really have much of a brief. So he came up with this piece of music and attached it to the beginning and the end. And we sent it off to Anita. Well, she was she was so moved. And she said it brought all the feelings back for her, for how it was when she first wrote the piece. And all the emotion just came back out again. Well, we knew that we'd done the right thing then. So we actually aired it on a podcast a few weeks ago, and she's over the moon with it. So we just need to find a few more vehicles where we can get it out there, because it's a really good personal story, but it's extremely well written, extremely well written. So it was lovely to be able to join up with my brother.
Es que eso es fantástico para todos ustedes que estamos hablando. Bueno, voy a lanzar algo en español. Es una familia, un poquito más así. A little bit like this, and you start to make your own production. FreddieFilms production. No, but it's amazing. It's amazing. You don't need anything else, I think. What do you need for starting to make your own production?
Well, I think I'm going to pass over to Freddie at this point, because he has got his own film company, which he started when he was 16. So he needs to tell you about that, because that's actually quite incredible.
Yeah, I mean, when every production starts differently, I suppose. So under normal circumstances, most probably you start with either the idea or a script or something like that, and that would get pitched to the producer or the potential maker. So in our case, Stephen sort of sent the script to us, and we said, yeah, we can make this for the lockdown sort of films.
But I'm talking about when you started with your very first film at the age of 16.
Yeah, I mean, that was, so 16. I was 16.
16.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Time. Wait. How are you? How old are you, Freddie? Sorry, with all due respect, maybe in the future you will be my director, and with all my respect, okay? With all due respect.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 20 currently. 20.
Good. Wow. Wow. Señor director, my respect, really. 16 was your first film, and now you have 20. I wish you hundreds of successful in this, really.
Thank you.
And because now I have a question about your final. I have one here. Sorry. A final goodbye. I have a question for Unforgettable too, but later. But because this is two of the films he did, and looks amazing. And the other one is The Greatest of Expectation. Yeah, The Greatest of Expectation. It's amazing. The poster, the reels. What do you do? You are an actor too. You have this point of view. Not all the directors, not all directors are an actors. Sorry, yes, yeah. Not all the actors are directors, but you fusions your ideas like this, and it's amazing. It's just amazing. Okay. What? 20 years. Okay. This is sorry. I make this it. Start again.
There's so much to say, Paul. There's so much to say.
Yeah. And tell me more, Freddie, about you, about how is feel your mom inspired you to be a director or actor or turn around. Who inspired who? What is that?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had a fascination with film and theatre and kind of storytelling as a whole. I've always built so my company GradedFilms. I've always built it around storytelling. So it's not just film. It encompasses lots of different art forms, or leaves it open to do that. So I've always been fascinated in storytelling, and naturally I've sort of found these two paths of acting and also making as well. So both are so completely different, and I try as best as I can not to merge the two, just because it can get tricky to differentiate where you are on a set. So that's why sort of Greatest of Expectations and the lockdown films have been quite challenging, because you're trying to battle everything. Whereas normally it's nice to turn up on a set and be an actor, or turn up and be a set on as a director, if that makes sense.
Yeah, to give 100% to one thing or the other.
Exactly.
But it's quite hard when you're trying to set up a scene, isn't it? To then get yourself into the mindset of the actor, and then go back and check it through the lens and just make sure the shot is right. And then it's quite tricky. So hats off to Freddie for achieving that, because that was quite a big thing for him to do. But I think in terms of the acting, though, apart from obviously doing all the stuff when he was at school, his grandma is also a performer, a director. She was a dancer, and so that's very much in the family. My father was a drummer, professional drummer. My brother, as well as a composer, he is a professional drummer too. Freddie can play the drums. So there's a lot of crossover.
It all runs in the family.
It all runs very much in the family, I think.
Yeah.
It's not for the left, coming for the right. It's not for the right or left, coming front, off, back, anywhere. Amazing. Freddie, you are a lucky guy. That's all. Lena, lucky girl, lucky woman. Everyone there in this family, I tell you what, you must make these producers like this production, and being in Europe like this. Europe, the Hollywood, but in Europe, yeah. Okay, in London, you are, no? Are you in London?
Yeah, well, we're I would say. The thing is, we're living in West Sussex, but we also have connections with Greater London, so there's the outskirts of London as well. So, yeah, and also Norfolk and Suffolk when they're filming in those areas when we're out of lockdown as well. We've got bases there, so we could always film in Norfolk and Suffolk. But I mean, apart from all the filming and stuff, it's the singing, because that's my passion really as well, is the singing. So it's great to be able to do that. And of course, there's not really a lot of opportunity for doing that at the moment. But that's definitely something.
But I think what you do right now is the beginning of everything. I think.
Sorry, beginning of what? Sorry, Paul. Beginning of what?
What you did and what you do right now is the beginning of everything. It's like the starting for everything. And like I told you before, I wish you really successful in that. And here you have a Latin American Ecuadorian actor who want to do it and stay in one of your movies, just for your information. And have right here.
You're just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I tell you, yeah. Well, it would be great. We'd love to come over to Barcelona and do some filming. That would be great.
I could do with a holiday too.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
yes, that as well. Forget what
That
those
will
are.
be amazing. Will be amazing here.
Yeah. There are so many people.
I think we will have. Maybe. We can make kind of movie like this. Like, hey, what if? No, what if? And you do something. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's food for thought anyway, Paul.
Excuse me.
It's food for thought.
Now I listen because I didn't listen. Here is kind of cold.
Is it?
Here is cold. Here is kind of fresh, cold. But I don't know if this maybe my reception of sound is not very well. What do you ask me? Sorry.
Oh no. I just said it's food for thought. That's another expression. All these English expressions I'm throwing at you. In other words, it's something to be thinking about.
Okay. Oh, good. Repeat me this expression again.
Food for thought. Food for thought. That's an English expression.
Mejor, ¿eh? Muy bien. Then I have scenes. Okay, like I told you before. Tell me about a final goodbye, because there is Lena background with the. Tell me about what is.
Me? You want me to yeah.
Where I can watch this film, where I can send everyone, because if it's possible, I can show this in the comments in YouTube. Right. They can go and link in the movie, and they can watch. And if you send me right now or tell me where I find, we can show everyone.
I did send you the links on email. I emailed you earlier with some links for.
Okay,
I can put one in. We've got a chat window here, haven't I? I can put a link here for you if that's easier. Let's try that.
For? This is for.
Because on my website there's kind of a click through to everything. So.
Okay.
So.
Right. So he's just tapping in the
website. It's here. Yeah, you're right. It's here. I will open this and we will talk about it because it's amazing. Ir a la sección. Wait, what? Okay, no, it's not possible. Say it's not possible. This link. Can you send me something?
Okay, sorry.
Oh, is it not gonna? Okay, let me. Bear with me one moment because I don't have a direct.
Don't worry. Yeah, this is kind of the energy in this movie with this character. What you have, Lena, when you are starting to be an actress?
Well, ever since I was 3, first of all, I've been dancing because my mother had a stage school. Then when I was 18, I went away to London to a theatre school for 3 years. So I trained for 3 years and then I got my equity card. And thereafter, doing various bits and pieces of professional work for several years. Go on several years after that. And then I decided to step back a bit and bring up Freddie. But during that time, I created my own review group, all singing, all dancing, lots of costumes, lots of fun, audience interaction, and it was the sort of thing that you could take around to people who couldn't go to the theatre. That was the idea initially. It was to entertain in homes and retirement places, anywhere where people couldn't get to the theatre. So we took it to them. And because so many people said, oh, how are we going to see these shows? I then decided to start hiring venues and putting the shows on myself. So producing the shows and selling tickets, my own tickets. And my husband is in the printing industry. So we would design the posters and he would print them. He would print the tickets. And we always had sellout shows for 6 years. We did Old Time Music Hall, which is very much an English thing. You may not know what that is. The Old Time Music Hall, songs from the 20s, 30s and 40s. So always lots of fun involved, because I absolutely love to have fun and love to laugh. And hearing your audience laughing with you is just fantastic. So yeah, and then gradually getting back into stage work and films, more so in the last year and a half, I'd say. I definitely want to veer much more towards the film and TV side of things. And obviously now that Freddie's got his own film company, it's very useful to me because I'm not as technically savvy as he is. He's grown up with it. So for me, it's quite tricky at times. So that's where he's come in very handy.
Muy bien, muy bien. Muy bien, Lena. Muy bien. I'm really proud of met with you, and I want to show everyone one of your work. And Freddie, you can suggest which video you want to show everyone to. I put this because this really caught my attention. This final goodbye. Okay, what is that? And I would love to show. Then I come in here. Oh, there's a smile. Okay. No, share screen here. Don't show these tips again. Por favor, I saw. Always. Okay.
So, bearing in mind that a final goodbye is actually quite a quirky piece. Is that what you're showing?
It's here, okay?
Yeah.
Final goodbye. Okay, I will put we will see, okay? Boom.
Come in.
I knew I'd chosen well.
Thank you.
There's 11 of you, all with something of her. Maybe the tiniest of elements, but you were by far the closest match.
I know, I saw the pictures. Quite uncanny.
Do you mind if I take a selfie?
Of course.
It's one thing I never did with Auntie, you see. A selfie. Here we go. Can I ask you not to smile so broadly? Auntie never did, you see. A little more severity in the eyes, maybe. Could you pull the wig down slightly more to the left?
Whatever you want.
Oh, great.
No. No.
It's great. She'd be proud. Well, she wouldn't have been in it with me, but I suppose if she was kinder, she'd have been proud.
Is this your first visit to the final goodbye agency?
No, I came when Grandpops passed away. The guy I selected was a nice old chap, but something wasn't quite right, you see. It didn't smell of him. I could tell when I hugged him, you see. So I phoned the agency and sent him back, and when he returned, he was doused in Old Spice, so it was a bit better then.
So you had a lovely final chat?
Quite. Have you had any other commissions?
A woman from Carlisle said I was a spitting image of her partner. Dead ringer. Oh, sorry, that wasn't meant to be a pun.
Oh, no. It takes more than that to offend me.
It was a lovely experience, actually. We'd just had a walk in Dorset and a lovely cream tea in a cute little coffee shop. We didn't hold hands. That wasn't a thing for them, apparently. She said how much she missed me, how much she loved me, and that no one else could fill her shoes. Which was quite ironic, seeing as I was literally wearing her shoes.
She never got to say those things in real life.
No, it was very sudden, a car crash. She stood at the gate in a field as I walked away in the sunset. Beautiful. Then I saw her the next day in Tesco's, and the illusion was completely shattered.
Oh, I live 80 miles away, so that won't happen with me.
That's good.
So have you learnt the script?
All learnt. I'm not an actress, but I'll do my best.
And your voice, no offence, but could you soften it a bit?
Like this?
Yeah. And at the end I might hug you if that's okay.
It's okay.
It's just it said in the contract that any physical encounter has to be agreed by both parties.
Tight hug or a loose hug? Which would you prefer?
Doesn't really matter, I suppose. She wasn't really a hugger, that's why I'm doing it.
Right.
I'm going to walk out and then come back in, and then you'll be my auntie for one last time.
Righto.
I think probably best without the accent.
Oh, I thought
It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
Hasta aquí.
Oh, Paul, Paul. That you're getting to the bit where it's quite crucial towards the end. The crucial bit, the clincher.
Okay, I love it. Okay, cool. Buenísimo. I love it.
Oh, Nick, my favourite grandson. Come and sit down and talk to your favourite Auntie Joan.
Of course, Auntie. It's nice to see you. I brought you flowers as well.
How nice. What a lovely bouquet. I'll just put them in some water. We haven't got a vase.
On the floor's fine.
Down here?
Whatever, just don't ruin the moment. So, we've been given this final opportunity so I can really say what I feel. And I think I should make the most of it. You baked the best Victoria sponges. You gave me some lovely Christmas presents, and I really enjoyed our chats in front of the fire at Christmas time. But can I just say, towards the end, you got really snappy. I was excited to tell you about my exam results and about the prom, but you started to get more distant. And I know that wasn't entirely your fault. You were getting dementia, but...
I'm sorry you felt that way, Nick.
But are you, though? I know as we get older, we get grumpier, more sullen, but it's like you weren't my auntie anymore. Your face lost its warmth. It became pinched. The smallest things seemed to irritate you. And I just wanted to spend time with you, feel loved.
I'm sure you were loved, Nick.
That's not in the script. It's my bit now. You just listen to me.
I'm just trying to say that your auntie would still have loved you.
Oh, that's the illusion totally broken now, isn't it?
Look, I have a niece, Emily. I know I'm not as old as your aunt when she passed, but every few months when I see her, I can tell there's a difference in my energy levels. It's called getting older. Doesn't mean I love her any less.
Qué buena son.
Didn't think this was about you.
Do you mind my saying? You're very selfish.
Oh, well, that's definitely going back to the agency.
Only child?
No, I have a half-sister, actually, auntie.
I'm not your auntie. I'm Margot Collins from Worcester. And this bloody wig is ridiculous and uncomfortable.
I could sue.
You could.
Defamation of memories. You're nothing like her.
You can't force your memories. You can't Photoshop those moments. You have to leave them where they are, good and bad. If your auntie was here now, do you think she'd listen to your rant? Or do you think she'd give you what for?
The last option.
Right. Well, on behalf of your auntie, man up, grow a pair, and stop being so self-absorbed.
That's her.
Sorry?
That's it. You just captured her perfectly.
Good.
I think I'd forgotten what I really liked about her.
Qué buena.
Goodbye, Auntie.
Insulation. Well,
yes. I mean, to explain about that film, because it's obviously very quirky, the idea is that it's somebody who goes to an agency where you can choose someone who is like a relative who's passed on, and you feel like you've never had a chance to say a proper goodbye to them. So you go to the agency and you look through a manual and you pick somebody, and he picked me because he thought I looked the most like his relative. And that's why I wear the wig and I have to pretend to be his relative so he can tell her what he really thinks, because he didn't have a chance to tell her before she died. Yeah. And then he doesn't like it because obviously this woman then gives him a few home truths and tells him that he needs to stop thinking about himself all the time. He's very self-absorbed. So yeah, it's quite a quirky little piece, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the a little bit like the creepy fun, no? Like this turning, you say, what is that? No, it's comedy and it's drama. It's everything in the same. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really great. And what? Okay, in that part. Okay, one question, and this is what we was talking about, is what happened. Like, you know what? A lot of actors are just waiting for this chance and do it as well, like you, like this, like amazing, like with this visceral kind of hey, our job, our work. People really love this. Why directors still are like you know, put the like lottery for, I know everyone knows this person, I got it, I take him, have somebody new is like, oh, like okay, it's a risk. Do you think Freddie and Lena, if they thinking less about the money, they can make really great movies and films and series, just if they follow them hard and then intuitive? This person is this person are. I know one story about, I don't know where are, if it's just in Hollywood or I don't know where is this kind of directors, of lookers or bookers or talents catchers, no? When you know the story of Jack Nicholson, how they starting, maybe how he started, no? He was a mailman. He was working in jobs like little bits before when he become legend, no? And he come with his smile, and he's coming with the mail to the director, and he goes, because the director was fined one smile with pay €1 million or dollar with this smile. And when he look at him, he say, what? Who is he? He's the mailman. The mail fucking man. What? Call him right now. Give me the smile. The smile, technicals, no? And say, okay, you wanted to work with me. Boom, the film. And he needed, because he was owning money, like $250,000 or dollar, something like this. And he say, I want to work, just if you give me the amount for that, just please, because now I am like this, struggling. Typical kind of everyone now in the pandemic, when you are normally and you're starting, this is for the phone, you own this money for you, this mobile star, this is not, you know that is, no? Okay. All the money you imagine in that time, no? Jack Nicholson needed the money. He just, with a smile, who knows about him? Nobody. Just he goes and he trusts in himself. This is other clue, no? But this is not the point now. The point is, where are these kind of directors? With they really apostar, I don't know in English. This my fault. Apostar, like I know this guy. Even if nobody know him, I know this guy will be. Where is this kind of director right now? They are so struggling for the money, or what? What do you think?
I think it's really interesting, because if you so many independent films and smaller budget films are fascinating, you know, really interesting topics, and there's always so much more heart involved in them. I think because people make them because they love them, and they
passion projects.
And yeah, they're passion projects. Whereas you know, the $1 million movies that get made, they're, you know, they're part of a box office game. It's an investment opportunity. So I think often you find that really interesting movies on a smaller scale. I think. And then eventually those directors that make those small movies will make bigger movies, and perhaps they might lose some of their charm that they had originally. But hopefully some of them maintain that. I mean, Wes Anderson is a great example of, you know, he's still got his style and won't let anyone else tell him that, you know, that doesn't work, because clearly it works. But yeah, it's really interesting.
I think the thing is, though, you know, comparing small budget or no budget films to big blockbusters, they're still passion projects for some people, because they've literally taken years from the page to being filmed. They've got to be a passion project, because otherwise people wouldn't stick with it for those many years. So yeah, they can still be passion projects, but I think there's so many more stories that can be told on a smaller budget, you know. And I have to say, I consider myself very lucky, the fact that obviously I'm living with somebody who can do that, and I appreciate that that's not going to be everybody's situation. And heaven knows, if I wasn't in this situation, would I still have made something? Possibly not. But I think the case is, you have to make whatever you can of what you have. So whatever you have, and this is what I believe we've always been like, is you have to make the most of whatever you have, you know. Now I don't want it to come across as being, oh well, they're lucky, you know, they've got this, they've got that. Well, at the end of last year in September, I found out that I had breast cancer. Well, fortunately I'm clear of that now, but I've still had things that I've had to deal with, and we were actually filming the day before I went in for treatment. So, you know, it doesn't mean to say that I don't get any of all the other things that have been going on throughout the whole of this lockdown. You know, I haven't seen my parents for a year. So let's not make it seem like everything is all absolutely amazing. So just to put a bit of perspective on it, because otherwise people might think, oh, you know.
I mean, A Final Goodbye is a great example of, you know, something that you can do with, you know, limited equipment. I used a camera that perhaps a lot of people might have at home, you know, just a picture taking camera. At that stage, I didn't have really expensive equipment. So, you know, I think it's just about, using what tools you've got available and making the most of the situation. But, you know, it's been a learning curve, you know, doing all these different projects and having to do every single job, making these smaller projects. And that's the great thing, I think, about small work, is that you can, you know, sample every different role on a film set or a theatre production or whatever it is, and get more insight into everyone's roles, which I think is always important.
It's like, I was talking about the time right now. No, I think that the time right now is like the time of possibilities.
Definitely.
Even if before was too, but now it's like you are with all this in the travel. The chaos is part of the normals. You know, the chaos is part of everything. We are part of chaos. No, in the end, we found our track. And we find our track, where we want to go. You know? And what you say is interesting, because yesterday I was in a place and you are invited. I invite you because it's here in the middle, in the heart of Catalonia. It's a place like the old town,
right?
The old town, and I want to introduce this place for filmmakers.
Oh,
because I have the key. We have the key for this place just coming, and of course, we must be talking with the owner. But the place is open for making and you are the first filmmakers I invited. You not thinking about too much. when you can do it and everything is coming down and all these things, yeah, Paul, you remember the play? We have an idea, a script. I show you the place. I send you photos. It's amazing. You have church.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
lovely.
Mountain, cemetery. You have everything there.
Brilliant. Wow.
It's a town. It's a town in the middle, in the heart of Catalonia. And
It sounds ideal
Yeah.
for filming.
it's amazing. And I will, if you want, later after the interview, I can do. And it's good. I say that in this interview because this information is for everyone. When listen to this, and it's invitation for all the filmmakers who want to find places like this.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And we can do it this. And hey, like you say, if we have this for work, for make the job, why not? Just do it. Just do it. We don't need to find now somebody in the beginning try to give the amount for a huge movie. No, I think we have the thing for starting, even for the little one project, but I think this is the like I said before, the beginning of everything.
Well, that's
Yeah.
another English saying for you is out of acorns, because out of acorns grow oak trees. So you have to start with the acorns, and then gradually they grow into oak trees. So that's another English saying, out of
Thank
acorns.
you very much, Andy Acorns. Andy Acorns. Okay. Okay. Excuse me for my English, okay? But I did. You know what? My dad yesterday we was talking and say, Paul, you don't have a problem. You have an issue. The thing is, you are not or yes, but you never go in the middle. Yeah. If you don't know English, you say you know and you did. You do. You just jump and say, okay, just tell me what you do. It's like I'm there, and my English is a little bit not understandable, so sorry.
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
We
Oh,
seem
cool.
to have coped so far. So far, so good. So no problems. Don't worry.
Perfecto. I'm about my family. They sending you something from Milagro. Milagro is my city. The city of the pineapples for all the world. Hablando de cultura. Our city is the city of the pineapple because we are the sweet city. It's like this. In Spanish, it's la ciudad dulce, la ciudad de las piñas.
Gosh.
Pineapple City is the Milagro, and you have greetings from there.
Lovely. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, greetings back from here as well.
And other question about the work, about your job is you have connection with what is your work with the casting director? You have this kind of conversation with them or not yet?
Well, I think the thing is with casting directors, I've just recently been on a 3-day. It would normally be in London, but it's all been done online, and it was called Actors Pro Expo. And you could book into seminars and talks and listen to various casting directors talking about the new normal and how things are going to go forward with auditions, and how first round of auditions is probably going to be over Zoom like this. And then if you get through to the next stage, hopefully it will be in the room, so you can get like chemistry reads. Yeah. But I think the thing is with casting directors, it always used to be a case of, I better not send them an email in case they don't want to hear from me, and unless they've got a job that they're actually casting for. But they seem to be encouraging people to write to them, to introduce themselves, and a show reel and photographs. But particularly if you've got a spotlight over here, I think they're particularly interested in spotlight. But
Spotlight, no?
To be honest, sorry?
are you in a spotlight? Isn't it?
Yeah. It's like the actor's Bible, really. I mean, it's like a directory.
Yeah,
it's a directory of
It's kind of IMDb.
Almost. It's like a digital CV, so a digital portfolio. So it lists all of your credits, and you can put videos on there of your show reel and headshots and things like that. So it's a great site, and it's sort of seems to be recognised by all of the casting directors. So it's quite an English thing, I think. They don't necessarily use it in America, but yeah.
Okay.
But
we have some of them here in Spain. I didn't know it's like a platform. It's a platform, CV platform. No?
Yeah.
Directly for the directors. Okay. It's you don't go through the filters. No, you go directly to the director of the.
Yeah, I mean they don't necessarily. Casting directors don't necessarily go through that route. But that's if you've got an agent, they tend to use the spotlight a lot more for jobs that you're not going to see cast everywhere. They go through spotlight and through agents. So there's a lot of the bigger jobs that you're not going to see. There are other places to find out about jobs, but they might not necessarily be the bigger jobs, you know. But I think everybody seems to be much more approachable as a result of these times. It seems to me that's what they're trying to tell us all, that people are much more approachable, and because it's all being done via Zoom, they're able to see so many more people for auditions, which is fantastic. Because, you know, if you're living up in Scotland and you've got to come to London for an audition, which lasts about 2 minutes, you've got to think about that from a financial point of view.
Yeah.
You know, so I think the fact that we're doing first round of auditions via Zoom is fantastic for so many more people to get an opportunity to be seen.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, I think it's fantastic, really. Definitely. Yeah. Well, I think there are lots of positive things, and it's just this is going to be the new normal, I'm afraid, and I think we've just got to get used to it. Because
exactly.
You know, I'm a technophobe. It's taken me a while to get used to quite a bit of it, really. But you know that it's part of the future, and you're gonna have to get used to it. So,
talking about the future, what do you think, Lena and Freddie? Everything how it's changed, no? In the beginning, come on to throw the story a little bit. Newspaper, coming radio, coming TV, theater, TV black and white, not sound, TV Technicolor, and coming, film, TV, series, TikTok, Instagram. This, you know what? It sounds a little bit funny, but people imagine the short films. The last year was the last year for the short films. Even now, do you think in the future people they will be satisfied for seeing something in 10 minutes, like movie as well? In 10 minutes? Do you think this is the part of the future of the films industry? It become making things so short for just got it and say, okay, this is the information. I continue work. You know?
Well, I think there's going to be room for both, to be honest. I don't think you're going to lose one in place of the other. I think there's room for both of them, because people want to sit down and be immersed for a couple of hours in some big blockbuster, but then there's also a place for the short film that really punches something across in a very short space of time. And you think, wow, that's really amazing. It tells you something or makes you feel something. So I think you're going to have room for both, don't you?
Yeah, I think there'll always be a place for short films. Not only are they great for, they're great platforms for testing stories, or you have an idea, but it's not quite feature length or series length, but you think, actually, I really want to make this. So many directors, and even well-established feature film series directors, still go back to short films because they cost less to make. You can make them with less people, and they're often filled with more heart because you really want to make it. They're not money-making exercises, so they're done because they want to be done, and for getting your work out there as well. It's a great way of pushing your work out there and picking up awards and things like that. So I think there'll always be a place for short films, and sometimes it's good to watch one with your breakfast. So as long as breakfast is
it's true. Sometimes it's good to waste the time seeing something in 1 minute, like, okay, what is this? Oh, it's a dog jumping in the snow. Yeah, really. Yeah. Then it's part of. It's not. Yeah. It's not become like this. No, this is part of the entertainment too. But it's not become like a film, no. But your point of view, no. What did you think? No? It's just part of the entertainment already, because if you go to the TikTok into this platform, this app, you can see a lot of people. They are not actresses or actors. Okay, you have faces, no? The stupid things, the better, the this, and the amazing things, no? Like in everywhere. And in the amazing things, you see people like acting, wow, just wow. And in the same time, director, because they make with them cell phones. I think everyone born for being an actor and director. I think in the time they are starting to, I prefer to be a lawyer, doctor, or something. But what do you think?
I think,
actor and actress in the end, no?
They say everyone has a story in them. Everyone has a book in them.
And there is my next question about the stories. Exactly. Sorry, I interrupted you. I am so excited.
No. Yeah. It is about the story, yeah.
Sorry, we missed your question there.
No, if you have the story. No, yes, I not say anything. Yes, I say it because I made this introduction and he touched my next question and about the story. If you don't have a story, you don't have nothing to say. And if you don't have nothing to say, you cannot to show like a singer, like a painter, like a filmmaker, like an actress, like an actor. You cannot if you don't have a story. And if you have an horrible story with many people, maybe we have, why not to make our own stories without all this bullshit before? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree.
I think we should. And the great thing is technology is getting better. iPhones are the new iPhones have amazing cameras and amazing facility, voice recording or whatever it is. Technology is improving and it's becoming cheaper. And you can pick up a great camera for making a film with for a fraction of what you would have paid for 20 years ago. So it's accessible, and I think people can therefore make their own work and experiment and try and see how things work. I think definitely.
I think people are becoming more creative because, in a way, obviously they've got more time to become more creative. But I think, it's making us look at other things, other options.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah, and trying things we've not tried before. That's the other thing.
Amazing. Yeah. What is the next step for you? The next step for Freddie. Okay, you work together, no? In Freddie's film, no?
Well, to be honest, we are separate entities. We do our own things, quite a lot of our own things. And Freddie's got lots of projects of his own that he's got on the bubble at the moment. And I've got my own path that I'm going down as well. It's just that occasionally there are bits and pieces where we think, oh, we can come together on that one. That's something we can work on together. And I've got a couple of short films that I'm looking to film in the near future, but I need another actor because Freddie wants to focus on filming it. So, and
yeah,
you know, Freddie's got lots of projects for GradedFilms, acting projects. So we've both got different things. I've got a few short films with some other people that are waiting to be done, but we just can't do it because it's not feasible at the moment. So there are lots of things and lots of courses to do as well to really sort of tighten your craft and make sure that you're ready when things do open up properly.
Yeah.
You never stop learning. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
and some project soon where you will have your work like a film of making a film or you, Lena, like an actress as well. What is your next project?
Well, as I say, when things are opened up, then definitely getting these short films done.
Okay, perfect.
I've got the scripts there, but I've got to get the another actor, and at the moment, you can't do that without going into the COVID testing and paying for COVID tests and all this kind of thing. So, you know, literally, you have got to wait until things are safe when we're doing small films with other actors. So that's all on the back burner at the moment. But we start rehearsing soon for another online rehearsed reading, which will go out live from the Cockpit Theatre in London. So we start rehearsing for that soon. And it's just really a case of doing as many workshops and learning as many things as you possibly can all the time. And play reading. I do regular play readings, and I've started my own group where I pick plays, mostly fun plays, because at this time I think people need to have a good laugh.
Yeah.
So I choose plays that are fun, and then I look at the cast and I think, oh, I know an actor who might be interested in reading that. So then I've been contacting people from all over the place. And last night we had a play reading, and I had friends reading for that who were all over the country. Well, you wouldn't be able to do that normally. And okay, before COVID, you could do it over Zoom, but you didn't do it over Zoom because people were doing things in person. But this way, we can all sit there together in the virtual room and read and have a good laugh together, you know.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's really good fun. And yeah, and I think people are making connections on a personal level as well, because we had a get together with all the old drama school friends the other day, and there was 20 of us on the screen. We haven't seen each other for years, some of them.
Yeah.
You know, but how fantastic that we're now able to see one another, and we're all laughing and joking, and it's just like old times. Now, we wouldn't have done that before because you just wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a great time for making connections and just preparing for when we can get going and come over to places like Catalan and start filming amongst the pineapples. Are there actually pineapples there? Is that why they call it that?
De la piña, bien, grande.
Do they have lots of pineapples there?
Where? Here in
No, but
Spain?
pinas. Isn't pinas Spanish for pineapple, no?
Ah, piñas.
Pinas.
Piñas.
Oh, so it's not. I'm thinking.
I will put. Hey, London asked me about, and I answer about. It's like this. Wait. No. Tachan piñas.
Okay, that's a place.
This is
Is
a place. No, the place calls Milagro.
Yes, but I'm thinking it's a place where you know, a town of pineapples. That maybe you've got a lot of pineapple trees, but what does pinas mean? Is that, what's that Spanish for? Is that just a name of a place?
No. Piñas is because we have plantation of pineapples.
Oh, so there you are.
Right.
So I wasn't wrong.
Exactly. We have ahí está, Milagro City Piñas, la ciudad de las piñas, City Piñas, because we have rice, plantation of rice, pineapple,
Yes.
and I don't know, caña, what is sugar caña, like bamboo, but sugar, you know?
Oh,
Sugar,
yeah.
not sugar cane.
Eso, exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, this. And our city is the sugarcane and pineapple.
Okay.
Why our city is the sweet city of Ecuador, la ciudad de las piñas.
Right. Okay.
Exactly. And thank you for us. Nobody asked me, eh? Thank you for us.
Oh, really? Oh, well, no. The reason I asked is because I could visualize all these rather lovely pineapples. Yeah, I just thought it sounded really nice.
I want to say, you say the advice for everyone, because the last question was, what is your advice in this time for the people who are waiting for? I think waiting is the new no waiting. O sea, the new no waiting is waiting, but not waiting, you know. Do it. No starting to, okay, you have a casting, you have this. Yes, you do it. But I think you must be concentrated in your own career. How? Learn. Now is the possibilities of everything. Lena say, connection. Make a connection. Talking. Yes.
I just think, I mean, obviously it's different for everybody, but I would say as a general thing to just keep trying to learn, read, watch films, read loads of books about things, anything that you can join, webinars that are free, because there are lots of them that are free that you can listen to and learn and ready for when we are on the move. You can write letters to people, doesn't cost anything. If people don't reply, it doesn't matter. You've done it, and it's out there. That's the thing. You've just got to keep putting stuff out there. Sometimes, and at some point, something will land. You just keep putting it out there and doing what you love. I'm not doing half of what I'm doing for money. I'm doing it because I love it and it's making me feel good. And at the end of the day, that's what you've got to do. You've got to do what makes you feel good. Yeah. And ultimately, hopefully, what you give out will hopefully come around, and we'll keep passing it all around. That's the way to do it. That's the only thing I can say, really.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this advice, Lena. Actually, to Lena, I not met, because we cannot meet, but we knew each other the last year when I started with my program Claqueta, and actually we had already interview date but for things we cannot to manage very well the day until now. The day must be the day, and was today. And I'm so thankful for, and the combo is complete with Freddie there. Nice to meet you, Mr. Director. Really, I'm really so happy and glad you was here. And Lena, thank you for being, like, interesting for Hablando de Cultura was Claqueta born for making to the world this like library, for the information culture. And when I met with Jasmine Othman, which is my friend of colleague. She's an actress as well. And we making like a fusion, hablando de cultura and our work. No, we did the interview to actors. She too. No, in the end we making a fusion. No, but in the end we cannot to do it more time because she had 3 programs too, and she said, Paul, sorry, can you continue just you? And say, okay, I continue, and like a claqueta, but in Hablando de Cultura. And Hablando de Cultura is all the artists. Okay, what?
That's great.
I think they are, no, because not, like I say in the beginning, not everyone is artist. And it's for showing to the next generation. This video gonna be in the YouTube, and YouTube, you know, it's there. It's like a library, like the art, like the cinema, painter, singers, craziness, everyone's who is trying like treat the life with love, no, with love, with what they with.
Could I just ask you if it's possible that you could, with some of the links that I sent to you, that potentially you could post those up, because the film that you showed was perhaps the quirkier of the two, whereas Greatest of Expectations is not quite so quirky. And also the link to GradedFilms, because then you'd be able to see so many other things as a result.
I will put in the comments in YouTube all these links. But if you want, we can put right now. We have time. If you want, we can show one of the film. Do you want?
Oh, no, so I think you can. If links are easier for you, that would be easier, won't it? Because they're a little bit longer films, aren't they?
Yeah, you can. If they go on to the GradedFilms.
I have already. I have the film. I have. But I don't know why I cannot to open from here
well, don't worry.
Okay.
As long as they've got the link where they can see all the other bits and pieces, and then they can pick and choose what they want to see. But there are other things on there, examples of examples.
I have the links. And okay, that's all in Hablando de Cultura. With us was Freddie Hill and Lena Richardson, mom and son. And wait, quería comentar que muchísimas gracias a todos quienes verán este video luego. Comentar que para mí ha sido una experiencia hermosa de que ellos dos, wow, for first time I did it, because this is the cam is always like this and this, no, this. Estas personas me han abierto su corazón en esta entrevista, inclusive viendo que, bueno, nuestra comunicación inglés conmigo, pues nos hemos entendido bien, eso es lo importante, y agradecer de antemano la presencia de todos ustedes en Hablando de Cultura, y recuerden estar pendientes de cada cosa que pasa en sus días, que es lo más importante. Con ustedes aquí ha sido Paul. With you, everyone, Lena Richardson and Freddie Hill. I was glad for your presence here, for this beautiful interview. It was
thank you for having us. Thank you.
And really, Lena, Freddie, you can call with me and anytime, whatever you want. If you want, we can make another interview. With Clive, I have here this, but it's not open. I don't know. I want to put the sound, the Clive, but we can make something with Clive Richardson, like a music as well. How?
Yes, he's actually a bit shy about interviews, so I don't think you'll get my brother to come on live and talk. I think his sister does enough talking to make up for the pair of us. So I don't think you get him to talk. He puts all his energy into creating his music.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much for the family. It's a family artists, family actors, filmmakers, soundtrack.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Gracias. Thank you, everyone. And con ustedes, esto fue Hablando de Cultura. Un beso para todos. Y voy terminando en 5, 4, 3, 2.